Wrapping it up, big game breakdown rolls on. Sports Bit, Pauly and Teddy, sponsored and powered by Bet Online. Exceptional customer service, strong promotions, every type of wager you're looking for. Thursday night, Dolphins and the Ravens. Baltimore 3 at home, 37 the total. Teammates like Matt Moore got in the playoffs last year, played okay before he got knocked up and beat up against the Steelers. In relief of Cutler last week, 13 of 21 for 188 and 2 touchdowns. They were down 14. They came back to win. Don't look now. Somehow, some way, the Dolphins are 4-2 after those early season struggles.
Yeah, and there's some really ugly numbers, Miami, when it comes to like yards per play differential, that if the Dolphins turn out to be a decent team, are going to offer residual value moving forward. The question is, are they a decent team? And look, I mean, the running story across the mainstream media is, oh, the Dolphins got a break. Jay Cutler got hurt. Here's my question. If Matt Moore's so good, if he's so capable, how come the first thing that happened when Tannehill got hurt is Matt Moore said, Adam Gase said, we got to go find somebody else? Is it a stubborn coach?
I don't know. Good question. Doesn't make any sense. Why was Tom Savage the starter over Watson? Good question.
Well, with Savage over Watson makes sense in the concept where Watson's a rookie. You want to give him a little bit more time, and you got a couple of tough games to open up the season. Maybe go to Watson a couple of weeks in. In this situation, this is a head coach who knows very well what Matt Moore brings to the table, and he looked at Matt Moore and said, I don't want him as my starter this year. I want somebody else. I'll bring in Jay Cutler, knowing the abuse that I'm going to take bringing in Jay Cutler. So the fact that Moore, I mean, again, he played well against the Jets last week, 13 of 21, $188, a couple of touchdowns, 1 interception, and 28 career starts. You know, he's got 28 career starts. He had 3 last year. Miami went 2-1 in those starts. Moore had a 105.6 passer rating in those starts, threw 8 touchdowns. But the fact is, Gase didn't want this guy, and it's very different being the starter than coming off the bench. Just ask anyone that was looking at the 49ers with Beathard last week, the difference between starting and coming off the bench and getting hot. Here's a quote from Dolphins offensive lineman Juwan James talking about what Matt Moore brings to the table. Quote, Matt just comes in with a different level. I don't know if he's energy or presence because he's a second quarterback, so he knows he has to bring that. I feel that he does a good job of getting everybody to where they need to go and getting a boost of confidence to everybody just by how he is. It's worth noting the Dolphins should get Devontae Parker back on the field at wide receiver, giving them another downfield threat.
Well, Moore also might be better than Flacco. This is ugly. The Flacco decline. Look at this graphic. Yards per pass and passer rating. Gone down significantly every year. You see 2014. And you see the passer rating, the sack percentage. Then you see this year, 5.3 yards per pass and a passer rating of 70. He's 32nd in passer rating, yards per pass, and net yards per pass. He's had some injuries. Macklin missed a couple games. Perriman left early against Chicago. Wallace got hurt in the first quarter against Minnesota. He didn't have a lot of wide receivers available in that Minnesota game at the end, and they scored the garbage touchdown on the final play of the game. Who will be ready Thursday night? Harbaugh. Quote, I guess right now, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. The way it's been going with all that, we'll see. Whoever you see jogging out there at kickoff, they'll be playing. Up until that point, I don't know. I probably like to be coy with you and say I'm not going to talk about it. But at this point, it's like, we'll see. So that not a good quote there. Another thing cause for concern, the offense has been horrific. They are terrible against the run. Murray had 100 yards rushing last week. Baltimore can't stop the run.
Sure. I mean, whatever Ravens team we thought it was going to look like going into training camp isn't that team. Remember, they lost, a dozen guys in training camp to season-ending injuries. And that injury bug hasn't stopped. Flacco's going to take the heat because Flacco's the guy everybody knows. He's the quarterback. But when the top 3 pass catchers all hurt. I think it's the top 4 because everyone's banged up. I think the top 6 are all listed on the injury report. It's ugly in that regard for Baltimore. Offensive line decimated. Since Marshall Yanda got hurt, the Pro Bowl guard, they haven't been able to protect Flacco. And, of course, the defense is still forcing takeaways. They're number 2 in the NFL. They've got 16 takeaways. They had a game 2 weeks ago where they had 2 special teams touchdowns. They're still finding ways, but those ways aren't enough. The Ravens have been worse When you get 2 special team touchdowns and still lose straight up as a favorite, ding, 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 red flag. We saw more of the same last week. This offense is flat out broken right now, and a short week isn't likely to help.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.